Yes, good afternoon. Psychic Mike here for another video. Hope everybody's been well here in September. It's been a crazy month. Okay, so I've been watching this guy, physicist, Rupert Sheldrake, and he's been talking about things that I've already kind of been made aware of, about consciousness and the orbs, the planets, and how they contain consciousness. But the main one he was focusing on was the sun. The sun, which is the largest orb in our galaxy, you might say. And the sun generates all the energy, it brings life to this planet. So the sun is electrons, protons, a lot of electromagnetic activity, as you know. And the sun, the theory is that anything that can reproduce has to have consciousness. And so this guy is talking about how the sun initiates consciousness throughout the things that it shines its light on, if there are other elements there that can produce life. So all animals on this planet have a form of consciousness. Now, as a psychic, I've had a couple of weird encounters in that regard. I'm going to tell you a quick story about something that happened to me down in Mexico. I was down in Mexico a couple of years ago, and I had an opportunity to go swim with the dolphins, right? Now, this is something that I really didn't want to do, you know? And so I go to the aquarium. It's like this huge pool area. There's a lot of kids there. There's school buses. It's like a class field trip type of destination. So I'm there, right? And they put you in a pool. They put you in this pool. They put the life preserver on you, and they tell you to swim out along the wall. Go over there. So you go to the other side of the pool. It's about 50 yards away, right? And they tell you to swim out. So this pool is about, 20 feet deep. It's deep, you know? So I can swim too. So I'm out there dog paddling with the life preserver on. And then out of the corner of my eye, I see this object. Boom, it's the dolphin, right? Now this dolphin, he's as long as a car. He's big, right? So I'm thinking, wait a minute, this is a live animal. You know what I'm saying? So the dolphin comes up underneath me, underneath my feet. The dolphin lifts me up out the water, and then we take off at a high speed, like to the other side of the pool, right? So we're accelerating, and I'm thinking to myself, how does this dolphin know when to stop? Because if he does it, he can slam me into the concrete and I can just go tumbling down, right? So we're accelerating, and I'm nervous, you know? And then at the last second, the dolphin swam away. I came back into the water. I approached the wall. Everything was cool. So I did this twice, right? 2 times I was out there, dolphin brings me back, right? So then at the end, we're all lined up against the wall, and the dolphins swim by, and they give you a high five. They train the dolphin to give you a high five. So the dolphin, now I'm in the water, right? The dolphin swims up. He's coming towards me. I'm smiling and everything. And at the last second, the dolphin rolls on his side, right? So he kind of or it could have been a she. She rolls on her side, and she looks right up at me, right? Now, you see dolphins in the TV and everything, but when you see them up close, the eyes of a dolphin, they're about as big as this car. So this is a big eye, okay? And so this dolphin rolled up and looked at me, and I was gonna high five the dolphin, and then he kind of said to me, "Oh, you're the heavy one." I had this connection with him, and he was communicating with me, "Oh, you're the heavy one." That's what he said. And I was going to high five him, And when I saw the eye and I heard him communicating, it scared the shit out of me, right? And it was just like, oh shit, is this thing talking to me? Like, that's when I realized this thing is alive, this thing is conscious. And so I hit the fin, and a dolphin is hard, he's like rubber. It's like hitting a wet tire. And so I hit the fin, and the dolphin's looking at me, and then his eye closes like slowly, and then he just swims away. You know what I'm saying? But for that second, it was like there was a connection made. It really scared me because it wasn't really something I was anticipating, you know. And so, you know, the dolphin's brain is actually bigger than a human's brain. So the idea that they're conscious is, you know, very much true. All right, so I just want to let you know about that. Okay, so now, I got the cards today, right? And everybody knows about the tarot cards and what they represent, you know, what they do and everything. All right, so the thing about the tarot cards is that they're like a prop, right? When I'm doing a reading in front of somebody, right? I have the cards, and you know, and I'm making moves with the cards. I'm tossing the cards, you know. I'm just doing like this. The person that I'm reading is looking at the cards, right? But I'm looking at the person. What's happening is that the person is unarmed. They're unprotected because they're looking at the cards. Because they think that they know what the cards mean. They don't know what the cards mean. But what this does is that it puts down their defenses, their apprehensions. So they're looking at the cards, but I'm looking at them, right? Doesn't matter what the cards are saying. I'm looking at them. I'm reading them. When I get into them, when I like log into them, so to speak, the cards start to change. Now they start to appear in the cards. So the cards find me. Do you understand? They find the connection, and then they start to broadcast the connection. Who this person is, what their questions are. All right? So it's an interesting thing. I have this client. She's a woman. Her name is Ann. She owns a couple franchises in the Midwest. I think she went to one of the Big Ten schools. Her daughter's in school right now. She's got about 5 or 6 franchises, right? So Ann has been reading with me for about a year, and only about business. Like, you know, should I open up here? What's the rent going to be like here? How can I increase my sales in this location? What is it about this location that is so popular? You know, her questions are specific, but they're business related. So now I'm talking to Ann on the phone, and Ann goes, she gets quiet. And she's a very cagey woman, so she goes, I have another question I want to ask you about. This is personal. And I go, okay. And so she goes, what does Jonathan want with me? Right? So I start doing the cards. Now we're on the phone, right? So I'm doing the cards, and I see, okay, Jonathan, he likes you a lot. There's a lot of passion, you know. There's a lot of respect. He kind of places you on a pedestal. Okay. So we keep going. So then I go, wait a second. There's somebody else around Jonathan right now. There's another woman around him in a house. He lives with another woman. She's not saying anything, right? So I'm starting to get the whole picture. So now it's a matter of, what should I really tell her? You know, because when you're a psychic, people ask you questions, but they only want the answer to the question. Sometimes they feel uncomfortable if you peek too far into everything. But I figured, I've been reading with her for a year, so, you know, we keep going. So I go, okay, so he's living with this woman, they living in a house together, everything's cool. I go, wait a second, you're sleeping with Jonathan. Right? Now she's married, Ann, she's a married woman. I go, you're sleeping with this guy, right? And she goes, fuck you, right? She curses at me, right? I go, listen, you're sleeping with him. She goes, well, he's my ex-boyfriend. Okay, so yes, I mean, if we want to be lovers, we can be. I know about this new girlfriend that he has, and she's nice and everything like that. But, sometimes, we get together and everything. And so, that's just how it is. I go, listen, no problem, no problem. And so I go, well, the question is, what does Jonathan want with me? That's the question, right? And I go, listen, Jonathan, I can see that you've loaned him money in the past. She goes, yeah, I did. I loaned him money. That's why I feel like, his obligation to me should be prevalent. That should be the main thing, because he knows what I've done with him in the past. So she's becoming defensive about, her situation, right? Okay, so I go, well, as far as Jonathan, yes, he wouldn't mind asking you for some more money, but really what he really wants is what he's getting, which is the sex. Okay, the sex is very powerful, and it's intoxicating to both of you. Okay? So now I'm not judging her or anything like that. So now she asks another question. And this is what really happens a lot when you're a psychic and you read with people. They ask you a question just to get you started. But the real question is always the next one, or the question after that. They want to see what you can see, and then they tell you what they really came for. So she goes to me, well, what's going to happen with me and Jonathan in the future? Right? Now, she's married, she's got businesses, and excuse the dog. She's got her whole life. And so the idea of her leaving this life to go with Jonathan is outrageous. But she's entertaining the idea. Love. You understand? So the cards come from the vision. That's how it kind of works. So I say to her, listen, Jonathan is not going to reunite with you. But he will continue to see you when he can, at his convenience, And it's actually better if you don't reunite with him. I know that there's a lot at stake for you. You got businesses, you got a family. I'm not judgmental. Those are like personal asides. I didn't really say that to her, but I was trying to alleviate some of her anxiety. But the thing is that what I saw was that she didn't really want Jonathan. She wasn't going to give up her life for Jonathan. Do you understand? She wasn't. But she wanted to know if Jonathan would give up his life for her. Is Jonathan going to come back to her? Is he going to make the attempt? Do you understand? And so that's what happens when you read people. You've got to get through the veil of their question. Then, behind their question is the whole story. Once you show them that you know the whole story, then they can ask you the real question. And the real question is he going to come back to me? Is she going to come back to me? What's going to happen in the future? So the cards will turn as you project more energy. Okay? It's difficult. I said, listen, it's difficult. The guy's not coming back. I mean, I can see the sex. But if you're asking if the guy's coming back, he's not coming back. And then she was a little sad about that. Right? Okay, so, that's it. That's basically what I want to tell you today. I've been doing a lot of couples readings. I recommend this. If you've got a girlfriend or boyfriend or a husband or a wife, or if you've got both, if you've got a boyfriend and a girlfriend, you should get a reading with me. I'm MikeThePsychic9@gmail.com. Reading with couples is amazing because it really brings to forefront everything, every issue that these people could have, what they're dealing with now, how their future's going to go. So hit me up. Thanks for the responses. Everything has been great. and you guys have a good week, okay? Bye-bye.